All right, we're talking about the Ninth Amendment. I dig the Ninth Amendment. I don't know how you could not dig the Ninth Amendment, but it is very vague. There's going to be a lot of Supreme Court cases I'm going to have to discuss in other videos because I can't do that while I'm driving. And it's going to take me some additional research just so I don't give you like effing fake information just based off of what I can remember on the top of my dome, right? So the Ninth Amendment basically just says the enumeration of the Constitution, and enumeration just means the act of like listing things, right? So when the Bill of Rights was written, all of those rights and freedoms that are in there, the Ninth Amendment just says, hey, if it's not listed here, that doesn't mean you don't have a right to it. That just means that, you know, it wasn't specifically enumerated. Okay, it wasn't specifically listed. And so think back to 1788 when the Constitution was ratified, 1789 when the Bill of Rights was drafted, and 1791 when it was ratified. What kind of like privacy rights did you need? Okay, other than, you know, you didn't want specific government overreach in regard to your personal property, or the government to like be able to like unlawfully search and seize your property. It was more like there were a lot of property rights, right? Like your individual freedoms were pretty much specifically like nailed down to the First Amendment, the Fifth Amendment, the Sixth Amendment. As in Seventh Amendment and Eighth Amendment. Okay, like there are amendments, but it's just like your rights in court, essentially, and to make sure that when you are in the custody of the government, that they're not mistreating you, and prior to being in custody of the government, they're not. It's property. So when you think about where we're at today, where we have all of like our browser history and our social security numbers and our email addresses and all of our work proprietary information that we need to keep secret, like our right to privacy when it comes to our data, and then also our right to bodily autonomy. So Roe v. Wade, the Ninth Amendment case, obviously the Ninth Amendment is very vague. It's vague for a reason, and this is again something that gets litigated all the time. Right now we are in the no bodily autonomy phase of the world, and I personally disagree with that, but the courts get to make these decisions, right? So and also think about like if we didn't have like, because this is not in the Constitution and it's not like enumerated in the Constitution, but what if like Mississippi could just be like, people from California can't come here? No, you can. Like, we have the right as United States citizens to travel freely between states, and that's something I think about a lot with the Ninth Amendment. I'm like, no, you can't just like deny somebody access to your state, and there are countries out there that have like, you know, different bands from like country to country, right? And they're like up against each other on their borders, right? It would be something like having a border patrol like Mexico